So as Black women, what can we do to help support and uplift Black men?
I think Black women just need to make sure that they are a safe space for Black men.
You know, I kind of...
No, let me finish.
Okay.
Because, and I feel like even we joke about it, and every joke has a truth, where it's like, oh, you know, I can't believe he did this, or I can't believe this, or you do something like, oh, look, crying. It's certain things that are so subconscious, and it comes out as jokes, but we don't know that's actually manifesting what we actually feel about that person being vulnerable.
Right.
So creating safe spaces where it's like, I can trust that if I tell my woman this, I know she's not going to think I'm less of a man by me coming to her. That is going to be like, that's at least the first step in making sure that we create healthy spaces for Black men to feel vulnerable in the first place.
So although this video was recorded a few years ago, I think it's incredibly relevant to what is going on today. In the year 2025, so many people are feeling the squeeze economically, and women in particular are very impacted. Black women, of all women, are probably the most impacted of all because they have the least wealth compared to other races and are the most at risk for poverty, homelessness, and many other economic challenges. Now, why is that important? And what does that have to do with Black women supporting Black men? Well, absolutely everything. 2025 is the reach back era. Shout out to the manosphere. This is not a term that I made up, but it's a term that I heard. I think it comes from Accountable commentary. And it's basically the idea that you're going to have women who are reaching back to Black men, not because they care about them, but because they want their bills paid. And so they are going to put on performative acts in an attempt to try to get their rent taken care of. But they don't really love Black men, and they certainly don't care about them. They just need to get their bills paid. I want to briefly remind you that we exist in a culture with incredibly unrealistic and toxic dating standards. We have tons of femininity coaches who specialize on dark femininity or the dark feminine, who go out of their way to basically teach women how to manipulate men, how to get money and resources from men, how to not have to work another day of their life, how to get guys to pay for all their bills, and basically are trying to empower women to treat men like ATMs. This is also post-Me Too era. It's a very toxic and confusing dating market, and quite frankly, there's a lot of guys who just feel like they're in an environment where they're getting mixed messages. Women say that they are empowered, they don't need a man, and that they have their own independence, but at the same time, they complain that men are not trying to pay out their bills. So it's quite frankly confusing, and this is the backdrop that many Black men and Black women find themselves in when they are trying to engage and build a healthy, truthful, and honest interaction. Now I want to turn your attention to TikTok, and I want to briefly review the growing trend I've seen of Black women going out of their way to give Black men affirmation, sending them love emojis, heart emojis, love signs, nice poems, sometimes even songs, dances, and just overall videos of affirmation, letting them know that they love and appreciate Black men, such as this.
Black man, I love you. All of you. When you're sad, when you're happy, and when you're mad. I love you, Black men.
I love you, Black men. I love you, Black men who don't care to be another number. I love you, Black men who get up and get to it every single fucking day. I love you, Black men who wear the locks to work, who wear the fades, who don't care because they're Black. I love you, Black kings who have a bigger hope and dream, greater than just playing ball or sitting here going pro. Like, I love you, Black men.
I just wanted to jump on really quickly. This is nothing but a simple appreciation post for Black men. That's it. Like, I just want to take a minute to say how much I love and adore Black men. Like, period. That's it. That's all. Especially the ones that ride and rock with us the way we rock with them. Like, I love Black men.
Now, while this might be considered cute, affirming, or endearing to some Black men, quite frankly, there are many Black men who also look at this with a skeptical lens. Because the reality is, we don't live in a society that has spent the last few decades or even the last 100 years affirming, valuing, and even empowering Black men. In reality, we live in a society that has consistently torn Black men down, and unfortunately, there are many Black women who have taken part in that very toxic agenda. Dr. T.S. Johnson breaks this down exclusively in his book about Black misandry, and he talks about this idea of the Black masculinist term. This is essentially when Black men as a collective realized, fortunately, there were certain Black women who were put in positions of power to actually systematically undermine and tear down the Black community, and more specifically, Black men. So when you start to understand that we exist in an environment where more and more Black men feel like they cannot trust Black women on face value, but they are being a lot more scrupulous and a lot more diligent to ensure that the Black women that they might be engaging with are actually ones who they believe are on their side. So let's just be clear. A cute TikTok video, a poem, maybe even a song and a dance is not going to cut it. Quite frankly, there's going to have to be real action and real tangible behavior for ladies to show that they are genuine about actually supporting and rocking with the men in their community. And I'm a firm believer that the best way a Black woman can show that she is in support of her man or just men in her community is to actually support them. And there's multiple ways to do this, but let's just start with something as simple as the Black male political agenda. Are you even aware of what it is? Have you read it? Have you taken a look? Are you familiar with the policies they'd like to advocate for? This is a starting point. If you haven't, you can go back and check out the interview I did a while back with Dr. T.S. Johnson. Since then, I think they've added 2 points, but check it out. Familiarize yourself with it. Start to understand the pain points, the things that Black men are experiencing in the West, and the kind of reality they would like to create. Secondly, I think a real practical way is to actually support Black men, support Black organizations, work alongside them, collaborate, volunteer, help. My thing is, if you are a Black woman who says that you love and support Black men in your community, but you don't have Black men in your life that you are actively engaging with and accountable to on some level, then to me, it just is empty. It's empty word salad, because these words have to start to be caught up by action, because we do live in a society that is very anti-family. There have been so many different things that have come against the Black family. There is a lot of distrust between Black men and Black women. And so a lot of ladies are going to have to make it a point to distinguish themselves by simply being authentic and ultimately starting to offer the things the men in their community say that they want, which isn't really a lot. Ultimately, it comes down to just basic love, respect, and belief and support in the different things that they may want to do or build. But that's not gonna be just a few empty TikTok videos. That's gonna require you to put in some work, some hours, some real tangible support, maybe even some money, some finances, some time and energy. And for a lot of ladies, they just have to determine whether or not that's something they actually want to do.